What's up, everybody? My name's Big Cam. Welcome back to another movie review, and today I'm talking about 1985's The Goonies. And many of you may be like, man, how has he not reviewed The Goonies on the channel? Many more of you might be surprised to hear me say that this is probably my first official time watching this, although I did get to the very end of this movie and I was like, oh, I've seen this. But watching it this time around, I didn't really remember a whole lot of it, but by the end, I had a realization, right? And just to jump into this, the director of this movie is Richard Donner, which you know from things like Superman, Lethal Weapon, but that Chris Reeves Superman movie he did is phenomenal. So I like Richard Donner, and he is quite a phenomenal director. But I love the cast of this movie, and to see how far they've came. Like, Mikey Walsh is Sean Astin. He went on to be Samwise Gamgee in the Lord of the Rings series. Josh Brolin, his older brother Brand, he went on to be Thanos, right? Jeff Cohen, Lawrence Cohen, Chunk, I believe, went on to be like a lawyer and like an agent, and I believe he is Quan's or Data. He is his agent, and now Quan has just now been at Ouroboros in Loki season 2. He's now doing a movie that's just coming out recently. He won the Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like, to see how far this cast has come since this movie is absolutely ridiculous. And Corey Feldman is mouthed, right? Like, so there's people that you just recognize. KERRI Green plays Andy Carmichael. That's my last name. Hey, I didn't know that. They never really say her last name, but you know, I loved Andy in this movie, and like the whole group of the kids, Sloth, right? Like, and I like this movie so much. But here's my dilemma with it. Here's my mixed feelings on it. When I was a kid, before I had seen this, I was a chunky kid, maybe a big mouth, big personality, kind of free spirit. I don't know, kind of like Chunk. And older kids bullied me into doing a truffle shuffle and, you know, that type of thing. And I don't like that this movie encouraged that type of bullying, and like the other kids are laughing at it, mouth, and you know, and they're like, come on, stop it, let them in, and like Chunk and stuff. So I think I watched this movie as a kid after being bullied because I didn't understand it. So now I'm like, alright, well, what the fuck, what kind of insult? I don't understand the insult, so I might as well go find out what the insult is, right? So then I went and watched the movie and found out who Chunk and Sloth were, and you know, found out what these bullies were calling me, and I probably was real traumatized by it as a kid and really hurt and had my feelings hurt. So then I just kind of trauma blocked this movie out of my memory and just put it way back there where, you know, the hurt feelings are, you know what I mean? Like, but I think maturing and growing up is knowing that you can be called Chunk or Sloth and still be a part of the Goonies, and still be cool, and still be two of the greatest characters in this movie. I do really love Sean Astin's Mikey. I love Josh Brolin. It is a little weird that the younger brother and older brother are both going for the same girl. I do love that this movie never got a sequel. It is done. Phenomenal movie, beginning to end, tells a great story, and honestly, it's probably the best way kids have ever been depicted, right, in a group, and just how they interact and the like saying lines, because they get forward this great story, but the actual kids still feel like kids and they talk like kids. In, you know, as far as like Harry Potter versus this, like by child actors, I think this might be my favorite child acting movie I've ever seen in my life. Because most of the time you see it, you know, a bunch of children or child actors or actresses, and they're staring into camera, being weird, right, and like not knowing their lines, and like, you know, not having the right energy on screen. This group of kids really, you know, was awesome. Data, Chunk, Mouth, right, like. They had nicknames, they all had character. One of the kids has braces, asthma, but he's, you know, chugging along anyways. Chunk's got to go get the cops. He gets caught by the bad guys. He has to talk his way out of it. He ends up going and making friends with Sloth. Right? Like, great story. The one-eyed Willie side of the treasure hunt at the end. Right? Like, I love a good adventure movie. I love a good treasure hunt. I think I get that from, like, loving Indiana Jones as a kid. But either way, going on an adventure and the movie ending with them finding the treasure, even if they don't get to like really hold all of the treasure, they still saved the Goonies with the jewels at the end, right? And the pirate ship floats off and the Goonies watch as they get to stay in Goonie land or wherever the hell they were from, you know. And very, very good movie. It's probably a 4.5, 5-star out of 5-star movie, but I gave it an overall score of 4 out of 5 stars, deducting 1 star for bullying as a child. And hey, that's fair enough. If you got any problems with that, message me down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Goonies. Maybe you were a chunky kid as well and you were bullied. I'd love to hear your side of that trauma. But if not, and you just grew up a nice kid and you liked this movie, who's your favorite out of the group, and how many times have you seen this movie? I know in the future I will probably be watching this movie probably about once a year as like a pick-me-up, feel good, you know, go back and see Josh Brolin as a young man type of thing. Josh Brolin's one of my favorite actors, and I love that Sean Astin's in here, and you know, Chunk and all these people. Corey Feldman's mouth is really good. He's speaking Spanish to Rosalita and scaring the shit out of her. It's like, how does this kid know Spanish? You know, it's like they had to have one of them that knew Spanish, right? But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this movie, enjoyed this review, please leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, hit that bell so you don't miss future videos. Commenting below and doing all that is the best way to support the channel. If you'd like to follow my other social medias, links for those down in the description below. My name is Big Cam, 2 G's in that Big, and I will see you beautiful people in the next video. Peace!